The modern sneaker shoes have not been around for that long, of course, but there have already been hundreds of designs throughout the decades that have been made for them. With so many to choose from and so many that I've seen, if I had to boil it all down to just 10 of what I consider the best of the best, which 10 have been my most liked in these past 50 years of the sneaker's immense mainstream popularity? Keep watching to find out right here. Please also keep this note in mind. My self-imposed rule for this list is that I can only have a maximum of 2 designs per series. So that means, if there are more than 2 Jordan shoe designs that I really liked, I must choose only my 2 most favorite of that entire series. Let's get started at number 10. We have the ever-so-popular and bestseller Nike Foamposite. It's a masterful marriage of the simplistic and the complex. The simplistic part is its general overall shape and design, which is basically a 3-parts design: your laces and collar area, that one-piece molded upper, and then those mid and outsole sections. There aren't many layers or overlapping pieces, and there aren't a crap ton of different parts that are stitched together or brought on together to give you one of Nike's all-time bestsellers right here. So that was the minimalistic or simplistic part. But where's the complex part? Where does that come in? That's the ingenious part. The complex design part are those semi-subtle grooves that run all along and all throughout the entire breadth of the shoe. The materials are very unique too, especially at the time of its initial debut. It went through a special molding process that made it especially tough for its use on the basketball court, but also especially pricey at $180 for a 1997 shoe. The bottom line, what makes it great is that it is just a genius of a piece of work that was the effective combining of the minimalistic with the complex, like a perfect balancing act of the two, and having them coexist together so harmoniously and perfectly. That's why I think it's been such a timeless success, and why it's been such a hit with the masses. That's also why it made it to this super short list of my top 10 favorite shoe designs of all time. Continuing on, we have, at the number 9 spot, the Nike Air Garnet 3. Everyone has heard that saying by now, the one about quote-unquote thinking outside of the box. Well, with the Garnet 3, that's absolutely what they did. If you ask me, for decades, up until that point in time, I had only seen shoe designs that generally either had major horizontal or vertical design decisions with their overall look and stayed really consistent with that decision of one or the other. But the Garnet 3 was the first time that I had ever seen a shoe combine both of those 2 major directions with its look, when its main design feature, that outside leather toes covering piece, unexpectedly turned upwards like that from that front area. At first, I didn't know what to think of it, but it grew on me fairly quickly, and now, that's why I like it so much. After having seen this shoe's look and design for a while, it hit me. The Nike Air Garnet 3 without that upward turn of the main artwork or artistic part and design feature would have had it looking too much like a Jordan 12 if it had curved downwards like the 12. So that artistic decision to have it turn upwards and in the opposite direction of the 12 has made it that much more different and unique and made it its own thing, of course. So from not knowing what to think of that outside-of-the-box design decision at first, to landing on the number 9 spot of my top 10 favorite sneaker designs of all time, I think this Garnet 3's look has done quite well for itself, wouldn't you say? Let's keep going by taking a look at who is next at this number 8 spot. And what do you know, it's the Nike Air Max Penny One. It has a pretty timeless look about it, and just gives off a really cool 90s vibe. It also has a heart, soul, and spirit of that 90s decade. One look at this shoe, and that's the vibe and feeling that I get. And like a great and memorable fighting game combo, it's got 3 or 4 major parts that just work together so beautifully. It's also one of those shoes that, like many other shoes, it does not look great as one solid color. It was made to run with at least 2 complementing or well-working together colors. Or to put another way, it was designed from the ground up, in my opinion, to combine and to live with at least 2 awesome team-up colors. It was one of the best of the 90s and one of that decade's most memorable, and that's why it's here on this short list at the number 8 spot. Next up is our lucky number 7 spot. So, who are we going to find at lucky number 7? We're going to find the Adidas NMD R1. In every category and genre, you are going to have your number 1 and number 2 spots. Your lion and your tiger, if you will. When it comes to sneakers, that number 1 versus number 2 has long been Adidas versus Nike. The Nike Foamposite did that minimalism and complex balancing dance in their own particular way exceptionally. So what about the tiger in this sneakers war and fight? Adidas, what's their answer to the stupendous Foamposite? If you ask me, it's the NMD. Another way of doing the complex and minimalism balance dance just right is the Adidas NMD R1. It's kind of complex, but not really. It's kind of minimalistic, but not really either. It's like a perfect combination of the two. And we have Adidas' answer to the GOAT design of Nike's Foamposite. The NMD masterfully combines perfect little design choices and elements with Adidas' usual high-quality materials and expert fashion sense to create one of their coolest look yet for your footwear needs. But you know what I like about the NMD the most? It's the fact that it looks great as just one solid color or in the humongous variety of color combinations that are out there for it. There aren't that many sneakers out there that are still able to look great as just one continuous color. But the NMD somehow is able to magically pull that off time and time again. And that is a huge strength and a huge plus for it. All in all, the NMD is just a masterclass of a modern sneaker shoe design. And that's precisely why it made it onto my personal list of the greatest sneaker designs of these past 50 years. Let's keep climbing this top sneakers mountain and get on to our number 6 spot on this list in the next video.